Thank you.
And 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Final Checkpoint Podcast. This is episode number 86. 86. Woo. All right. This is great. 86 was the year I was born.
Wow. Old man.
And it's like a week, I think, before my birthday. So it kind of works out. So nice. I'm going to be 47. And then I die. So that's great.
Perfect.
So this is the last episode I'll be on.
Oh, wow.
So we're looking for hosts. So
yeah.
So this
Apparently
is the official
dies.
advertisement we're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is Final Checkpoint Podcast. Each week we react to the latest video game news and talk about games we're playing. My name is Joel.
I'm Ben.
And officially joining Final Checkpoint, as much as he can, of course. Logan, aka Maple Bacon Bars. How's it going, Logan?
Oh, it's going great. Happy to be officially back.
I don't know. You seem kind of crabby. You seem
I'm
kind of
always-
crabby all the time.
It's because I'm freezing.
I guess that would make
I can't function and be happy if I'm shivering the whole time.
The frozen crab. Yeah.
The frozen crab. Sounds like a name of a restaurant. There's
Krusty Krab.
There's a boiling crab in California.
Oh, well, he's freezing up here.
Well, that's unfortunate. Anyways, since we've introduced you as joining part of Final Checkpoint, we might as well go right into the announcement portion. We're not going to do the thing that other people do on their podcast where they drag it out and they're like, we're going to talk about the announcements after.
You're dragging it out now. Just do the announcement.
No, I'm just saying what other people do. But before we do that, let's talk.
You're dragging.
This is what other people do.
This is my chance to do it. I wanted to do it.
You're
anyways,
drag on me.
So for people that listen to the podcast, we usually do our little rigmarole. Then we get into the news portion of the podcast. And then afterwards, we talk about games that we play. And that's fun and all. We've done that for a while since we started. We kind of wanted to change it up a little bit and kind of break the show out to be a little bit easier to consume. So Final Checkpoint will stay, for the most part, how it is. And it'll be us reacting to video game news and at times have a discussion, which sometimes comes in the middle of that news. And then we're going to break off the portion where we talk about games that we played into a separate show called Final Boss Squad. It'll be on the same podcast feed. It'll most likely release the same day. I don't know if we've decided on that. Maybe the day after. Who knows? Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
Release timing? I would say maybe the next day or 2 days later, or whatever makes sense.
All right. Sounds good, because it can be scheduled, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, that's just for the podcast portion of it. Now, when you're watching it live on Twitch, it's going to be all one recording. We're going to have just a small segment break before the Final Boss Squad portion. And then, of course, the video export will be all one feed, because I'm not going to go through and edit down that shit. So, because I'm too lazy. As if you pay attention to any of the exports I do currently, I'm behind on a lot of those exports as well. So it's just very little time to do all that.
We can make timestamps and stuff to have that.
Are you going to do that?
I can do that.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we'll do that. See, Logan's already making himself useful. Kind of. Finally, checkpoint. Cool. All right. Well, so that's kind of one of the announcements, or I guess two, because Logan's part of that announcement, that we're making. The other one is we reached our follower goal of 130 to hit our Dark Souls drunk stream that we're trying to hit. Huge thank you to Gaming Morning Show's community. They were huge in that rush at the end to kind of hit that goal. Everyone was extremely supportive. They hit us with a few raids during last week and the week before that. So big thank you to everybody there for not only that, but hanging out while we streamed a few games like Resident Evil, while I played Dark Souls, while I played Path of Exile the other night. I'm sorry that people had to watch me play that. But thank you again for the support and
Because of the game or because of you?
because of
Yeah,
Path
what
of
was that?
because of me playing Path of Exile and trying to like
Okay.
explain what the game is, and then realizing I don't know why I'm trying to explain what this game is. It's Path of Exile. Like it's just me clicking. Anyways,
Right.
but so the night that we're gonna do it is gonna be May 15th. Start time is still kind of being determined. We do plan on playing Dark Souls 3 while we're kind of getting to the drunk portion of it. I guess I don't know. It's not gonna really take very long because I'm not like a alcoholic or anything, and I know Ben can't really hold his liquor either.
I'm not
Oh
drink. I
my
already told you I'm
gosh.
not drinking.
Ben, you said you were.
I was gonna do an edible.
Okay, all right, that works out even better. So Ben will be.
I told you this like a month ago.
Drunk guy Dark Souls stream.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't drink. So
Ben will be intoxicated in some other way.
Yeah.
It's legal in his state, so it's okay.
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah. So
I know.
but
Calm down.
Must be nice.
we would love for anybody listening that can join us on that stream, because we also want to be doing giveaways for games. We have some game codes we want to give away during that stream, so please join. Please be there, hang out, and then we would love to do some party games too, like Quiplash or what's the other one? Drawful. I don't know, something like that. So
Yeah. Jackbox.
so Jackbox,
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
Jack Ball Z.
But yeah, so we're excited for that. Thanks again, everybody who helped us hit that goal. And yeah, we will continue to push for, I don't know, 200.
200.
Someday. 200. We're not going to set a goal yet, so we'll see if we survive the Drunk Soul stream. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. So thanks again. Of course, remember, if you don't already, follow us on twitch.tv/loadlastcheckpoint. You can also follow us over youtube.com/loadlastcheckpoint for the
Long
video
intro we're doing here.
exports. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Here.
And don't forget to follow the podcast over on Spotify, Apple and Google podcast services, Stitcher. You can also find all the links over at thegamefanatics.com. Final Boss Squad will be on the same feed. It'll have a little bit of like a title difference, and it'll start with episode 1 probably next week. So catch it there. But I think that's it. Anybody have any fun stories of something that happened last week or during this last week? Anything you guys want to share? Regale us with your stories of fun times.
No.
Well, Ben, you don't go anywhere.
Nope. No, I can't think of a single damn thing. I should start like I do during the week when I write down video game news. I should start writing down things I do, because I don't remember anything when it comes to the weekend. Did anything happen? No idea. No clue.
But like, is it just nothing happens, or you just don't like remember?
Yeah, do you do anything, or is it just...
No, it's probably I don't do anything. But there might be something relevant if I just tried to write it down. I don't think so, though. No, I don't do anything. That's the other problem.
I got my first part of my 5G
All
microchipping.
right.
There
There
So-
you go.
Soon I will
You got the
be
5 part. and then-
one with a Bill Gates.
Perfect.
Cool. I'm going next Friday to get mine, so I'm excited.
Excited's a little weird.
I don't know why I would be excited. It's just like everyone's
Right.
doing it, you know.
Everybody's doing it. I gotta get in on this.
Anyways, yeah.
My nose is bleeding.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
god.
All right, I'm turning my cam off. Hold on.
Jesus,
While I
Ben.
die.
My
Not
god.
What? I don't know what's
expected.
happening.
All right.
My
turn it-
body's rejecting myself.
Okay, good. You didn't turn it up to where it fucked
No.
up my camera setup.
I didn't fuck up your setup. You're good.
Oh, thank God. Well, anyways, while Ben continues to die off screen.
Hold on while they killed me off screen. Yeah.
I got to play very little video games, so I spent yesterday and today just at my in-laws. I think last summer, if you listen to the podcast, or Ben, you probably remember this, I talked about building a pool and how much of a pain in the ass it was. It was awful. I don't recommend it to anybody. Building anything in general, doing any sort of physical activity is not recommended. We actually don't support it on this podcast. So, but yeah, so this summer we hope to finish building the deck portion that goes around the pool. And we spent the last couple of days doing that. And so I think I did something to my knee, which hurt.
Here's the show notes as me.
Cool, thanks. I can totally not read it, but but yeah, I think I did something to my knee, so my old age is definitely being felt over here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'm hoping the leg just doesn't work anymore, and then I have more of an excuse to like, oh, I can't do that. I better just sit down here and play a video game or something.
Are you gonna get a new leg or?
No, they better just chop it off. It's no
Maybe you
good.
could ask for a new leg when you get your vaccine. Like, you got any of these
Oh,
lying around?
Yeah,
sure.
that guy doesn't need it. Just
Look at
Yank.
that guy's leg.
yeah.
It could be mine.
It looks pretty good.
Looks
Oh God.
makes sense to me.
Yep. Cool. All right, Ben, you got your thing over there under control.
We'll see.
All
Well, we
right.
give
For
it a
now.
minute. We
Cool.
give it a minute, and we'll see you later.
All right. Well, I guess we can start moving on to the news portion. Did we find a title for this thing yet? Or are we still calling it Ben's news dump?
No, you're the one who calls it that, and no one ever else agreed to it.
Logan, what are your thoughts on a name for the news portion of the show?
Why should there be if we're gonna split the shows, it's just gonna be the news show, so we don't even need a name for
I still
it.
want to name the list something.
Jesus Christ.
Ben takes ownership over the list. I think we should give it a funny name. It's his property.
I don't care.
I would have to think about that.
Give it a silly name.
Oh, there's
Ben.
blood on my hand.
Ben's bloody news.
That's bloody news. Yeah,
Say
all
it
right.
with a British accent, though.
It's bloody news. I can't do
Pretty
Pretty good.
accents.
It sounded straight out of Harry
I-
Potter.
Better than I
Especially,
can do.
especially not with a tissue in my nose. It's
That was
great.
pretty good. Maybe
Maybe that's
the
the
trick.
only way you could do it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Cool. All right. Well, Ben, I can help you out here. We've got
Yeah,
about...
I'm good.
All right. Go ahead. Take the lead then. Take the
But
lead.
with the change of the shows, we're gonna change up kind of a few things
I love it.
and kind of tease the shows in between. You know what I mean? We talked about this a little bit. So after the news, in case you're curious, we're gonna talk about the games we played, including Bloody Nose game, the Resident Evil 8 demo, Nier Replicant, Apex again, and MLB The Show 2021. But first, the news. You like that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm trying to hype you up, man. I don't want you to die on us.
I know. Well, you're dying next week, so
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just gonna be Logan left. That's why we had
I'll
to,
die
that's
this
why we had to
week.
bring him onto the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I'm just
Perfect.
the replacement.
True.
I know
Right.
I have to replace 2 people.
Well,
Such pressure.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of news. Some of these things aren't news. We're just gonna start at the top. In what I think maybe the biggest news, the best news for me, is that the PS3 and Vita stores are not closing. They will continue operation. Sony backpedaled on this. They had Jim Ryan pretend to write a blog post and put that out there under his name. I think we talked about this a lot. A couple weeks. I think what was it? The episode with Mike on it.
Mhm.
So this is great. I don't think they should close these stores down without having an actual substitute or idea of what they're gonna do with the games in the future. I don't think continuing to just destroy 5+ years of history every 10 years for no damn reason is a good way to run businesses in the long term. I
That's
think
how I run my
keeping-
life.
Yeah, right. But no one's buying years of your life yet.
Well,
This is good. This is good news to me.
Yeah. True.
are you're not purchasing any of these. You just don't want it to go away without something to replace it with.
Yeah, I don't want the only viable solution to be, well, I guess I'll just download the emulator.
Right, pirate it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're seeing a lot of these bigger or like the more popular titles being re-released, right? I could play Final Fantasy VII on a billion different things. I could play Star Ocean that was on like the Vita store on
Oh, I remember
my
that game.
Switch now, right? So it's like there's other solutions, but there's a lot of these smaller
Right.
games that are not being ported, basically.
Well, and there's a lot of even bigger games, specifically with the PS3, the Resistance trilogy, the Infamous games, Metal Gear Solid
Yeah,
4.
that's
Like, there's just a pile of games on there that would be lost to history, and I don't think that's reasonable when you don't need to do that.
right. You'd have to either emulate pirate or actually own the PS3 and the hardware and the software,
Right.
which I mean, I don't have that anymore, so that would be
No one
I
wants
would
to use a
yeah.
PS3.
I think a Resistance remake trilogy would be great to play on
Yo,
And
PS5
it's
or
King
something
Gray, thank you for
someday.
the huge
right.
raid, my
It's worth
friend.
noting that it's been
Hope your
long
stream is
enough. I
going
don't
really
know
well.
why we can't
Takes Two looked
play
really fun.
PS3
Thanks
games on
again.
PS5. We have
Welcome
the
in, everybody.
power.
We're in the middle of
They
recording.
have the
Final
back end
checkpoint.
knowledge of that architecture.
We're talking about
It's just they don't
the
want to. They clearly
PS3
don't
and
want to. They
Vita
tried to
stores
close
remaining
these stores down.
open
They
on the
tried to,
PlayStation Network. Thanks again, everybody,
or
for
Jeremiah's talked
being
many
here.
times about how old games are old and made fun of his own shit. So I don't think it's a great. They're not a great company for this. They're not Microsoft. Like Microsoft would laugh at this decision. Ugh, as my nose continues to bleed. It's great. All right. Since Joel's distracted by the chat, clearly, uh, we'll move on to the next story. Which Joel, you put on. You put this news story on here. I didn't see this news, so this is your news.
Yes, so I came across it, and I guess it's not really like major news. So basically, the creative director of the Marvel Avengers game, Square Enix's game, has returned to Naughty Dog. He had posted a picture of like his desk. He like welcomed him back and everything like that. It's not really like he left because he was like, oh, I'm done with this game. Like this studio's a mess or anything. It's just because I mean the major like campaign of that is done, and now it's just like it's in live service mode. But I just thought it was kind of interesting that he went back to Naughty Dog and not like I'm gonna go find somewhere new to work.
Right.
So I wonder if it kind of makes me think like what the next big thing he's working on is gonna be, because but also kind of like Avengers is kind of a mess.
It makes me think because you're right. The main story of Avengers is over, but they're still releasing
Thanks again for
characters,
the
and they
bits.
have
Thank you
these
so much, King Gray.
couple hour long DLC things with them that are story related. So,
Well, I'm sure they're all planned out and set. So
yeah,
I
that
doubt
might be true.
they're going to adjust anything for their 5-player base. So
It's Greg Miller and four friends.
he has to drag to play with them.
It's him, Andrew Goldfarb, someone else. Tamor, I know, plays a lot. That's it. There's like 4 people that play this game. Uh, I don't know. What did he do at Naughty Dog? What was his responsibilities previously at Naughty Dog?
He worked on Lost Legacy, Uncharted.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there you
That
go.
now you have my interest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe he's working on the next Uncharted game.
And he's working on Last of Us Remastered.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he was the game director and writer for it. So
All right,
not
I'm back.
not,
No
not a
more
small
blood.
name.
Ben survived.
Whew.
What was
There's no
what?
blood on my mustache. We're good. Everyone's alive.
All right.
Darn.
Darn. More quick news. A lot of these newses are very newsy and not topicy this week.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jeff Kaplan has left Blizzard. Wasn't he also the creative director of the whole thing? Anyway, he was in charge of Overwatch 2. So things are looking great. Things are going great with Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, that's pretty major, right? That's pretty major
Oh, yeah.
news for Overwatch.
He was there for like 15 years or something.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was there
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Let me look that up.
I always have this weird image of Jeff where he's sitting in front of that fireplace. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a really long stream where he sat in front of there and was like, maybe they just moved buildings and left him there?
Like, what am I gonna do? I'll just start
Yeah.
a stream in front of
He's
this
like, oh,
fire.
I'm supposed to be working on Overwatch 2, but everybody left.
No, you see, that was predicting the fire of Overwatch 2, and he was just warning us that was just going to be a huge.
He saw something in the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all a
I gotta
vision.
get out of here.
Yeah.
That's a very Diablo thing to have happen, so makes
Yeah.
sense.
Did he say if he hasn't made an announcement if he's going somewhere else or anything like that?
No.
Okay. That's that's kind of crazy.
Probably
I don't know.
throwing his resume out there.
Maybe. I mean,
He could probably retire.
Yeah, probably.
that can't really spell good news for Overwatch 2, but who knows how far along that game is, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering they barely showed anything at the BlizzCon event recently. It was like what? Concept art? And that
No,
was
they showed a
it?
couple maps and they showed that new character.
I mean, I haven't played Overwatch in years, so I don't know.
I just listened to a couple podcasts that they're really into Overwatch, and so
Hmm.
it kind of glazes over me, but I did listen to it.
Overwatch still very much the same. We played it not too long ago, right, Ben?
Yeah, it's fun. Overwatch is great.
Overwatch is
Whatever.
Overwatch.
Yeah, never changes. Moving on to number 4 on the list, Battlefield has been announced in quite possibly the lamest possible way. They're making a mobile version of some Battlefield thing, which who cares? And then a next gen / PC Battlefield, which is exciting. Not exciting when it's in a 300-word text document on a website, though.
Ugh, what an awful way to announce something. You gotta read?
Yeah,
You
it wasn't
can't
even a
Really?
logo. It was just like Battlefield's coming. All right,
Yeah, because the leaks were starting to pour out, so they had to jump in front of it.
but we knew it was happening. It's like we know it's a Call
Exactly.
of
So that's
Duty,
why they're
so
like, "Hey, it's coming."
yeah.
Well, you'll see it maybe at E3.
Hmm.
I'm excited for another Battlefield. I love the Battlefield games, and to have it just be next gen / PC and not be bogged
Bogged
down
down by
by
the old
a
consoles.
PS4,
Yeah,
Xbox
we'll
One
see though.
originals. Like, hopefully, you know,
We'll see.
Frostbite, I'm sure is gonna push it.
I'd love to try another one. Battlefield 1 was actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I
Yeah.
remember really loving Bad Company 2, which was probably one of my all-time favorites.
Uh-huh. I'm just really curious. Like, are they gonna go to another war? Is it gonna be modern again? Like, is it gonna be 2142?
Oh, I'd love
Hmm.
Future. Yeah, that'd be so good.
I think that'd be too. It's too high on my wish list to have a futuristic Battlefield again. It's never gonna happen.
They should have
Yeah, stop hoping for it so it can happen,
yeah,
please.
Okay,
that's fair.
I'll just
Don't
play Titanfall 2 to get my fix.
Yeah.
yeah, play Titanfall 2, pretend it's Battlefield, and just kind of move on with your life. I don't know. It's exciting, I guess. It's not that exciting. It's potentially exciting.
There's so many
We'll
shooters, but
see
there's
when
room.
more gameplay footage and stuff comes out.
Right.
We get more info. Then I could gauge my hype levels,
Precisely.
but not the
Uh,
mobile one.
no, that's why I just glossed over it because who gives a shit? I know it's an important platform and like Call of Duty Mobile is really big. I just
Huge.
don't know why. Who cares? These
PUBG.
games are garbage.
PUBG Mobile's huge.
These games are trash for trash people. I'm sorry.
Oh,
The show's not for
Jesus.
you if you're playing those garbage
Oh,
games.
God.
These games
Wow.
suck.
Oh,
So we just
Ben.
got gatekeeping happening.
Oh, my
It's
gosh,
those
Ben.
games are
Mobile
play an actual
gamers.
version of the fucking game.
Oh, my
I don't.
gosh.
Mobile games suck. You're not gamers. Stop pretending you're gamers.
Ooh,
God.
hot take right there.
Everybody playing xCloud on their phones, like, how dare you?
That's different. You're playing Xbox games. Playing actual games.
Dude, I'm so happy it's finally coming to iOS. I just want it so that I can play like RPGs on there.
Oh, okay. Like I don't know if you're ever gonna use it, but
Yeah, good luck
RPGs.
reading that text on that on your phone.
I already
right.
can't
What
read.
what did they say?
I can't read it when it's on my
I already
TV.
can't read it.
What option did I select?
Oh no. Quick update. Did you know the Dice Awards were this week? Because I kind of forgot.
No,
Nope.
That happened. I
didn't
think they
even know.
aired during the middle of the day.
Perfect time.
So perfect time. I think it
Perfect.
was the middle of the day.
Make it matter less. Put it right in the middle of the day.
Right. I never really watched the Dice Awards that much, and especially after last year when they gave Goose Game Game of the Year, I decided fuck this place.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's when you
Well
decided to
deserved.
shun.
well deserved. I decided if I ever in some fringe universe, if I ever got a Dice Award, my whole speech would be fuck Goose Game. Would be my whole thing. And then I'd leave the award like you guys suck.
I don't
Goose
even
Game.
want it. I
and
don't
like
even
throw the
want it.
can I smash the trophy down on the ground? Oh, that'd be great.
And then a goose comes up and drags it away.
I would just kill the goose with that trophy.
Oh my god.
Kill the goose.
Jeez.
You grab it
Ben.
by its neck and start swinging it around and hitting it on the ground
This
like
is
like
Ben's
like the
angry
Hulk
game
does.
show.
Ben's
I
taking a
fucking
no
hate
wonder.
Goose Game.
Is it the
God
blood?
damn.
He saw blood. He went violent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have there's no blood left in my body. I'm
It
losing it.
wasn't even his
Uh,
blood.
He was holding it all in, and that blood just released his anger.
it was the goose's blood.
Oh Jesus.
So anyway, the Hades won Game of the Year, which is fine, whatever. Um, there you go. Merry Christmas. It's
They're
not
like
Goose Game, so
they were like, we can't give it to Last of Us.
People will get angry at us.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. I mean, this is kind of done by developers, so I imagine that does change. That does make the Goose Game thing even more frustrating.
Mhm.
But whatever.
Yeah.
This is not about Goose Game.
When are we playing Goose Game on stream?
It is co-op.
We could
That would
play
not make it better.
Drunk Goose Game stream.
No.
I played it for like I think a second, and I was just like, I don't know.
1 second.
No, like
Honk.
That's a tenth of the game.
I like put it on. And I was like, I just don't want to. It's not that like I don't think it's a fun game. It's just like not really. I just don't enjoy the games where you have to like try to get away with shit or like be stealthy or whatever. And I just didn't like the movement. And I was like, I'm good. I just
No, it felt
why? There's plenty of
It's,
other
weird.
shit.
it's silly. It's fine.
It's silly. I don't like being silly.
it's something. In better news, we got from the Oculus whatever the hell. I didn't watch the rest of it. I just watched the Resident Evil 4 VR portion, which was very. I expressed a lot of concerns last week since Resident Evil 4 is like my favorite game of all time. About if they're going to cut content and things like that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's the full game. Like there's no changes. I mean, there'll be changes because it's going into VR, but this is the game, like start to finish, Resident Evil 4, and that's exactly what I wanted from it. They showed like getting a codex thing, which is going to be really dumb because that happens all the time, but it's cool that it's in there and you can look at the little PDA in your hand. Um, they showed teleport movement, which actually works really weird, but it looks like it sounds stupid, but I think it'll work better than it sounds. Where you like pick the direction and then you watch Leon go there, and then it
Oh.
bloops you to where he went. And I think that's because a lot of stuff in that game is about like dodging enemy attacks and stuff. So you'd want to still have the player character in the space and have to physically make that distance.
Interesting.
That's what I think. They showed some
Right?
other
You can't just
gameplay.
like teleport away from an enemy. Right?
Right, you can't
To
teleport
like,
away.
oh, I have to walk away.
Yeah, you'd have to actually be able to get away.
Yeah.
Which is something that happens a lot in like Half-Life Alyx, where like, oh, I'm almost got me. Boop. You just
Yeah,
kinda zip
exactly.
around. Which is fine. I think it's just a different choice, right?
Yeah.
What else do they show? When you're just walking around, if you want to walk around and get motion sick, they like jumping out of windows, which used to be an animation, or jumping down from the roof of a building. That just kind of happens. You
Huh.
like they showed the where you get the shotgun in the village at the very beginning, just walking through that window, pretty much, which is weird looking, but I'm kind of fine with it because it's basically the same difference. I'm really excited for this. I cannot wait to play Resident Evil 4 again in VR. This sounds like the perfect way to experience a game I played 100 times in a new way.
Did they
Now,
give it a date?
No,
Yeah,
this year.
okay.
They said this year.
Oh, okay.
can you hug the villagers in VR?
I mean, you could probably try.
Dab
They
him
did
in the
mention
back on accident.
like you can have the
Oh,
guns
God.
on your back and stuff, so you can take the guns out. You don't have to pause it.
Oh,
The pause menu's still there, but you can put the guns on you, and you can have like the knife and the gun out and swap hands and do fun stuff like that. It really cool. It basically is Half-Life Alyx, janky, and Resident Evil 4, and I'm super into that. That sounds great.
interesting.
That sounds perfect.
Oh, can I have a House of the Dead VR after this?
No.
That's like half of the VR games that already exist. So yes,
But I like House of the Dead's like arcade,
Oh.
like or give me like a Time Crisis or something.
it is
That I could do
surprising
co-op with people.
that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? That should
Yeah,
exist,
yeah.
but But no, I
But
can't.
no,
I can't give you
we
that. No,
get Goose Game, but not House of
no,
the Dead or
no, not the things no one wants. House of the Dead on Oculus Quest 2 for no reason. All right, more updates and news bits. The xCloud streaming service, which is it even called Project xCloud anymore?
I think it's just called xCloud. That's all I ever see people
All right,
say.
whatever.
I
It
think
doesn't
they just
matter.
call it cloud,
I think it's
right?
called like cloud streaming or something. It's not. It doesn't
Because every
matter.
time that they have like a Game Pass blog post, it just says like PC and console and cloud.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
Oh,
they
That's a good point.
okay.
specifically say, eh,
So anyway,
It's not like the
whatever.
Xbox symbol next to the word cloud.
I don't know, Joel. I will never use
we're
this.
we're overthinking it.
Yeah, this is way in the minutia of this news that no one cares about.
Hmm.
It's finally coming to iOS via the web browser
Yep.
because of Microsoft,
Damn
Microsoft.
you, Michael.
and I
When did
meant
he buy
Apple.
it?
I meant Apple, because Apple's stupid and
Cloud
wanted
gaming.
to
Yeah, they're very
be dumb.
stingy on having other app store
And
fronts.
my and Apple sucks. I like to put that in everyone's head. I hate Apple more than Goose Game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, imagine playing Goose Game on an iPad.
Well, that wouldn't add to the frustration. It wouldn't be good, but
Right, you just double the hate. I'm interested on how it works. I've used xCloud, we'll just call it, on Android, and it
right.
works well. I've like Bluetooth controller. I was playing Forza. I played like 2 hours of Nier Automata. Like it works, and I'm really curious how a browser version on iOS performs in comparison to that. So when it launches, I'll I'll give it a shot.
I would totally use it. I would use it for RPGs. I'd probably use it for like MLB The Show because I just need to
Right.
practice swinging in that game. Like just swinging. I'd use it for that. That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes sense.
a lot of
I'm not
people use
against
their
that.
phones for swinging, so
Oh, whoa.
right.
Some have used it for pitching too. Uh,
Oh,
Nice.
what does pitching mean?
you'll when you're
We'll
older,
have
you'll
a
know.
talk. Yeah,
You'll
we'll have a
learn. You'll
talk
learn about
after the birds, the bees, and the pitchers. We'll talk
it
about it.
in the pictures.
Let me Google it.
Are the birds
Oh,
pitching or the
not
bees?
now.
What does?
It's 2021.
Oh, my
Either
computer's
pitch.
frozen.
I broke my computer. The parental controls.
It is just cloud gaming.
Okay, I knew they changed it to something, but
Yeah.
final tiny bit of news is Discord is no longer seeking being sold. I think we talked about Microsoft being a potential
Michael.
buyer a couple weeks ago. That's no longer
Michael
a thing.
Gates.
They
Michael
realized
Gates.
it wasn't actually Microsoft. It was some company named Microsoft. So they
Well,
just,
yeah.
oh no, it's not. We can't.
Just every article just auto corrected in Microsoft.
Right.
So we
No
just
one
all-
noticed.
We're all confused.
Who's Microsoft?
Bill
Oh, they
Gates
just
is
went
like, I vaccinated everyone. I don't need them.
Microsoft. So that's a thing, and then the final bit of news will be a pop culture viewing wrap up, I guess.
I love viewing pop culture.
Yeah, since so many shows are going on, I guess we could start with Mortal Kombat.
I haven't seen it, so you guys can talk
Okay.
about it.
Yeah. It was fine for what it was. I think it was, overall kind of a messy film in terms of pacing and
Yeah.
how it rushed the characters and how it didn't really explain like why some of the characters were doing what they were doing. But I was a huge sucker for all the references, locations, seeing some of the characters I didn't realize were actually in the film, namely Cabal. I thought was super cool to see.
Yeah.
Um, and then just like the little references to past video games or the leg sweep. When
Yeah.
Scorpion, yeah, the leg sweep joke.
That was good.
When Scorpion appeared at the end, spoilers. I mean, he was in the trailer, so whatever.
Scorpion's in the movie. Shocking.
Yeah, shocking.
Like he better
really
be in
cool.
the damn movie.
Right.
But it was fun. I probably would never watch it again.
Okay. I'm a little higher on it. I really enjoyed it. I do get that it's just kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, no, it is nonsense. There's nothing not nonsense about it, but it was very enjoyable and totally watchable, which sounds rude, but it was just like, I'm gonna sit here and watch this stupid movie, and at no point was it wasn't like the 90s ones where you're like looking at your watch going, how are we still like why are we in this gorge for 30 minutes? What is happening? Um, it was is it's terrible, but I
Yeah.
was shocked at how much it was a kind of retread of that first Mortal Kombat movie in a lot of elements. And I guess obviously
Yeah.
it's like there's a tournament and stuff, but like there are so many plot points and even some like establishing shots that were just from the first movie in a way. It's really weird. But that kind of gave it a charm. So it has
It was kinda like a
ev-
reboot, really.
yeah, it was like the best and worst of those 90s films almost brought to modern day. They did cut out a lot of the garbage, like a lot of the one-liners work now. I would say most of them work now, which is surprising. The fights are really good,
Yeah, it has
really
that
creative.
cheesy, campy
Yeah,
dialogue,
yeah.
and
It was enjoyable, very
What
gory, which I
what's
was
a
happy to finally
very
see.
Goro.
what's the
Yeah.
last not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat game that you played, Ben?
9, I don't
9?
know,
Okay.
maybe
And like
10.
I guess like if you're watching the movie, is there going to be like cuz I think the last one I played was probably it might have been 10, might have been 9 also. If not, it was the one where it was like Mortal Kombat versus DC. Like I think so.
That
Like
long
am I
time
going to be
ago.
lost as far as like characters go? Is there some
No,
that they've
no.
introduced since
They
then?
definitely chose characters that people would recognize.
Okay, cool.
I think
Yeah,
the only thing is that shoehorn character they wrote specifically for this movie.
Hmm.
Like, I knew it was
right.
there. I was open to it. I was like, "Maybe it'd work." I think if he was out of it and his story was out of it, the movie would be a lot better.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
I like his story, I like his family and stuff.
It's just, ugh.
I
I
understand.
just don't like that he instantly comes and defeats the person who's won the last 4 tournaments in, like, 5 seconds.
He's
Like,
so powerful, though.
I know.
Yeah, I know. To the character front, I definitely didn't know everybody, but I knew almost everybody.
Okay.
That one guy with the hammer, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I, I guess he is from a game. I don't know.
He's a very minor character.
Yeah, that's
They obviously just wanted to kill him.
right.
Kill them all.
That, but everyone else, it's like, oh, that's the lady with the teeth. Okay, yeah, I know her. Like that's what it is. I don't know everyone's name, but you see him, you
You
know.
recognize them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I watched the other 2 Mortal Kombat movies, so, oh, it's these people again, because it's half the same p most of the same people, actually.
Cool.
Yep.
Definitely worth watching, I think.
Yeah, I still want to watch it.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's
I'm
100%
I'm
worth
glad
watching.
I watched it at home on HBO Max and didn't pay for it at a movie theater.
Dude, I think it would've been really fun in a theater, though. Not, like,
Maybe if I
during
was like,
COVID time, but
well, sure, if I was, with a bunch of Mortal Kombat fans and people
right.
were cheering and laughing, like, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. It could be
That could be fun.
enjoyable.
That
Yeah.
could be fun. Do we wanna update on Falcon and the Snowman
Would
since
you
it
guys
ended?
yeah, would it,
I mean, I haven't watched all of it, so
oh, okay. Well, then we'll save it cuz I watched
okay,
like I caught up with it. I watched the finale. I loved it.
okay.
I thought it was
I'm
really good.
through episode 4,
Okay.
so
How many episodes are there?
6.
6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty short.
Yeah, it's pretty short. It gets better each episode, I feel like, to
Yeah.
me. I
It
did not care about the first episode,
it
so
wraps up really quick. Like they just like wrap it up in that last episode, but
oh, yeah.
I think you'll like for me, because I really like the dynamic between the two characters, like I could have gone like I wanted more of the end. You know,
Interesting,
I could
okay.
care less about what they were wrapping up with the main story and more of like I just want to see them hang out. Like I just want to see that. Um
Wanna see see 'em be friends.
yeah, I thought it was really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking it more and more. I do see the pictures of, Sam as Cap, and it's I hate that costume where he's got, like, a
Yeah, it's
Under Armour
bad.
sock over his head. It's awful.
It's bad. It looks really bad too. Like during the show, like you see it kind of like it'll kind of fold out a little bit on the
I
sides of his
haven't seen it
face.
in motion, and I'm worried. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Like there's
Oh
even a
no.
still frame that because I saw it. I saw it on Twitter before I actually watched the episode too because
Mhm.
I didn't watch it till like yesterday night or last night when I got home.
That's last night.
Yeah, I know. That's
For
what I
those
meant.
keeping track.
And it like when
People don't say
there's a
that.
still frame where he like turns and it's like folding out
Hmm.
almost like he bought the costume at the store and put it on like it wasn't even fit for his face. Like if they got rid of that whole part it'd look a lot better.
I was
I
gonna say I like the rest of it. I think the rest of it looks really cool.
yes.
Yeah.
It's the face sock.
I don't think I've ever looked at his face. As far as that costume goes, like I always see,
Oh.
the full body shot. And I'm like, oh, like
I
I
was
really
gonna
like
say
the
that's
color, I like
weird.
the-
So you've watched all these Marvel movies and you've never looked at his face? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I intentionally
Sorry,
cover
Anthony, I can't
Falcon's
look at
head.
you. I'm
I
just
don't wanna
sitting in
see
the
his
movie
face.
theater with my hand up, and people are like, "What is he doing?"
What's he doing? I think he
I
just
think
really doesn't
the-
like bird heroes. I don't know.
Yeah, ooh,
Strange.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
The alternative is bad. So
really bad.
I do like the show a lot, though.
Yeah.
Now it took the first episode, but it does get better and better. Are you caught up with Invincible?
I am caught up.
All right. I don't think Logan's watched it. No, Logan, you read
Nope.
it though.
I've read it, yeah, but
They're
I haven't
really
watched it.
deviating. They're
Oh,
they're not deviating in terms of like what's happening, but um so in the last episode, Robot gets to like his new body, basically, and I understand that's way later in the comic. Uh so they moved that up. And they've also rearranged everything, like uh Omni-Man telling Mark the whole thing. That still hasn't happened, but like Battle Beast has showed up and all this other shit. It's like everything's out of order in a way that's really interesting. And I think they do such a better job in the show than the comic. The comic gets better as it goes. I think I'm like on issue 20 maybe. But it's the show's so good. So much fun to watch.
It is.
I need to watch it.
I've been watching it with my wife. She got into it like on episode 2. She's like, "Oh, this is not just like a regular cartoon. Like there's." And also because one of the voice actresses is from like Grey's Anatomy, so she like,
Right.
"Oh,
Yeah.
I recognize that voice." And I was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of people in this show."
Yeah, there's a lot of people you
A lot of
recognize.
people in here. Yeah, but yeah, we've been watching that together, and it's good. Like at first I did not like the animation. It felt so like it kind of to me it felt kind of cheap, and that's like because I used to not like the animation style from like the old Superman cartoon and like Justice League.
Mm.
But I came around on it, and now I like really love the show. I think it's really good. Getting super into it.
Oh
I won't read it.
Isn't there only like one episode left?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so the final episode's going to be Omni-Man telling Mark, like that's basically
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it someday. I know I am. I have to.
Yeah. It's really cool just to see the differences in the order of stuff. It's really out of order. Like reading it at the same time has been a strange experience. It's so out of order.
Plus, sometimes it's just weird to like if you've read something for a while to just see it come to life on screen and then hear the voices that they choose. It's just kind of weird. You might like it, you might hate it.
I don't think anyone who likes Invincible watched the show and was like, eh. No, I think everyone liked it.
Maybe I've seen a lot of good reactions on like Twitter.
Yeah.
About people
like,
who've
That's
read
what
it.
he's saying.
Oh, might be. Cool.
All right, that's it for the news / things we watched,
All right.
which maybe we should put in the other segment
Oh, like tack it on
with
to
the games we played. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I think that'd be better.
All right, well,
Cool.
I never thought about that before.
Now we know because we're not starting until next week anyway, so we can always fix it.
Yay!
Cool. All right.
All right, moving on.
We're learning.
Well, yeah. So starting next week, we would do a quick segment break here and then roll into Final Boss Squad, which will then end up being broken out separately on podcast feeds so you guys can consume it your own free will. Smaller consumables.
Ew.
For those watching on Twitch, you get to see kind of the new setup that we're gonna have, because
There's a new setup.
on Twitch and YouTube, I will be adding probably the game for that week as the background image, because I suck with Photoshop and don't want to make a background. So I'm just gonna have, like for this week, Nier Replicant is our
So
background.
just
for the
an
podcast.
image though, not
Just
like
a fucking image, man.
just not a video.
It's just a fucking image. So that's just what it is. I'm gonna pick a game from our games we played list and just put it as our background.
Whatever.
There it is. So
Sounds good.
it really shows how bad my
guess.
cropping is, unfortunately, for like our cameras. But that's okay. You know, we're all doing our best out here to survive during these COVID times. Because, you know, this Pandaria is just really doing us
these
in.
mists of these Pandarias.
These mists of Pandaria are just really doing us in. But we're here talking about video games. Anyways, rolling into games we played without a title for the very last time. Ben, why don't you start us off with your first on your list, or however you want to start it?
Well, we'll start with Nier since you mentioned it, and it's the background image.
It is.
Yay.
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's beautiful. All right.
Is it just Kaine's butt? Someone?
No,
It should
imagine.
be.
No, but it actually kind of center frames the brother. So like the
Okay.
big change for us who played the
Right, the original. So I played about 7 hours, I think,
Damn.
maybe. It's I mean, it's the same game. And it starts slow. That's one of the big things people complain about. Or if you're gonna critique it, it definitely does start slow. It's still very interesting, but especially since I've done this before, it's like I got to this one place and I got lost for about 5-10 minutes, and I had this weird distant memory where I got lost here the first time, didn't I? Yeah, I did. How did I get out of here? Happened again. Still same me. Still got lost in the same fucking spot. Uh, but that all that nonsense aside, the game's visual design, like art direction, is so stunning constantly. I think it, and it finally hit me in this one temple I was in last night, where this is like Shadow of the Colossus. Like that's how so much of the art feels, especially now when it's 4K, whatever. It just looks beautiful, and the lights coming in, and you're in these dead environments where there's no one else around, and there's machines still mucking about. It it's so beautiful. It is. I love the art direction for this game, and just the towns you go to, the places you visit, and even 7 hours in, like I haven't seen a lot of this game yet. Uh, there's so much left to see, and I'm so excited. Every single time I get to a city, I'm like, oh, I remember this place. I don't remember it like this. Like this is crazy. They've done such a good job bringing it to the modern era, because this was a PS3 game, and it wasn't like a beautiful PS3 game.
No.
It was a PS3 game,
Yeah.
right? And now it really shines. And it seems to be a pretty faithful recreation to my recollection. I don't remember as many like orbs floating around, like the Nier Automata kind of orbs, but maybe it was, and I just don't remember that. I think the visual design of it is better than Automata. It feels like it looks better, which is a weird sentence, but I like it more. You go to some similar, I won't say you go to the same locations. Maybe they are. Maybe it's thousands of years later. I'm not a lore aficionado with the Nier games, but you go to this like rust heap, junk pile place, and there's the pipes sticking up out of the ground, and it has such a storybook, almost like Studio Ghibli look to it, where it's just way over designed and intricate for no reason, and it looks fucking cool. It's so good looking. I That's what I'm taking away from it. The combat feels a lot better. Blood everywhere. I don't remember there being blood everywhere. You can now use magic and swords at the same time, which is a change.
Yeah.
I really like it so far. Granted, it does get better and better. So I'm like, let's get through this part to get to the rest of it, because just like Nier Automata, like the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. But it's great. I'm playing it on PC, and the PC port's fine. You know, I don't know. I don't know why you expected more. If you're disappointed with this PC port, you should not have
Yeah,
expected more.
shame on you.
Yeah, I don't know why it's your fault, but it is. Um, it runs fine. It's whatever. It's not amazing. There's no VSync option, which is weird, but it seems to run with VSync on my monitor, so I don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
But really enjoying it. Can't wait to play more.
I'm waiting on it. I won't play much of it if I get it now, so I'm just like, I'll just wait. Maybe
I
it'll
want to
eventually
play it.
come to Game Pass.
No, well,
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
over
Game Pass
really,
is my new like, oh, maybe it'll, you know.
My new backlog.
You know, how we would wait for games to go like half off during like Black Friday or like, oh, maybe
Right.
it'll come to PS Plus. Now it's like, maybe it'll come to Game Pass. That's the new one.
Could. It very well could.
Very good. But I'm probably going to just wait on it for a little bit until I have more time to play it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even mention like the replicant gestalt nonsense where in the original one in the West you played as your daughter you're trying to save,
Mm-hmm.
and the original Japanese one it's your sister, and so they changed it now. Now everything's adapted to the brother sister relationship, and I don't find that as interesting. It's still good, but I like the father daughter kind of save your daughter is a more compelling concept to me than save my sister.
Yeah. Although
I
I'm
don't.
watching Demon Slayer and he's
Hell
trying
yeah.
to save his sister.
So there you
She's
go.
the demon. And
She's the
so
demon.
Wow.
she became a demon. So,
She's the demon.
but good show. I'm like on the 3rd episode, so I'm not super far into it. But yeah, very comparable.
Great show.
Great show. That's what I hear. Anyways.
Okay, what? I have someone else because I've played a lot of garbage per
um,
usual.
I'll talk about a new game that I played. MLB The Show 21 on Game Pass.
What?
I feel like I was breaking a law, committing a crime. Not only did I play the show on release date, which I usually get that on PS Plus when they give it out for free, but I played it on an Xbox, which also felt like a crime.
It starts with the PlayStation Studios thing.
It actually I didn't pay attention to that. It does say like Sony Studios. It does say Sony Studios, and then
Okay,
it has
alright.
the San Diego, all that.
Well,
I
yeah.
didn't pay that much attention to because I was like, as I was booting it up, I was also like setting up my computer stuff. So, but I still really suck at swinging in that game. It is still insanely hard to hit the ball in MLB The Show, but I still really enjoy like the fielding portion of it. So if someone hits the ball and you catch it, you play baseball. The game looks really good. I think it's still a really good game. It's just so cool to play it when it's new, and I think Xbox killed it by getting it on Game Pass day and date. And I hear there's a lot of people having server issues and having issues connecting to the game in general, and they're updating rosters and trades and stuff like that, and kind of makes me wonder, is PlayStation sabotaging them? I don't know. Maybe not, but
No.
yeah, there's a lot going on in the game that I just never paid a whole lot of attention to the game. I just usually would play
baseball.
I would play Road to the Show, and then I'd play it like for a little bit, and then I'd be like, well, I still suck at swinging, and then I stop playing it. I watched this guy stream on Twitch, and he's like that's his whole thing. He does MLB The Show, and his knowledge level, like the amount of shit to know about this game, is insane. It was like watching a day trader do stocks. Like this guy was like talking about all the players and their value today, and like the cards, and he's like, I mean, and he knew each player, like how valuable they were and how they played the night before. Like I was just like, oh my god, dude, my head's gonna explode. This is crazy. But
That's too much.
it was pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, I play it every now and then, so I'm glad I have it there on the Xbox to check out for free.
And it's always one of those games to jump in, play a game.
Yeah, if you can get the swinging down, it's fun.
Yeah, swinging is great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pitching is always really fun in MLB The Show.
It's also great.
Pitching's really fun because it's like no, it really is. It's like
Okay.
it's like a puzzle. You're trying to
Mhm.
get this guy to strike out, you know? What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
I will never. I don't think the last baseball game I played might have been the Mario Strikers game on the GameCube.
Okay. They
Man, I
just
totally forgot they made a baseball game.
I know.
if they can just
Uh,
get NBA 2K day and date on Game Pass, I'll be even happier.
okay.
I won't
I'll
give them
work
my
on that
money
for you.
anymore. I won't give them my money anymore. They've turned into a
That
casino, and I won't have it, but I still want to play the my career mode. Anyways, you
Okay.
can move on from me before
Okay.
my nose starts bleeding.
yeah. You're,
Yeah, watch out. Watch out. It'll
uh
spread.
yeah. Something I've been playing recently since it came out was Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch.
Ooh,
I told
Ooh.
myself I was going to wait for the PC version,
but you're a
and
coward.
but then I had legit FOMO because everyone else around me was playing it, and I just had to play it. And I jumped into it, and I don't regret it for a second because it's amazing. It runs really well on the Switch. It looks way too good for the Switch,
Oh yeah.
and I blasted hours and hours into it. I've already beat the story. I hit max hunter rank. Now I'm just farming armors and stuff in preparation for because there's an event on Tuesday and they're going to talk about the update
Right.
to unlock the HR. So then I'm just going to be able to jump right back into it and really excited about that. And I I've talked about this before, but I call Monster Hunter Rise the arcade version of Monster Hunter World, where you don't have to grind things forever. It just drops you in the game. You go fight the monsters. You get good loot. Like I was trying to get Anjanath gem. I only had to fight it like 5 times instead of like 40, like I would in World.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So it's really nice to just play it and not, commit my life to it. Yeah,
Right.
and it's Monster Hunter, so it's great.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm not against that.
I hope not.
I mean, I'm against the Switch, but not that part of it.
All right.
That's it. That's all I played.
Cool.
I like the pregnant pause though.
Yep.
I wanted to keep it
It was
going.
very prego. Ben,
Yes.
RE8 demo. Tell us.
Yes.
Did you make
Uh
it in time?
yeah, I did. I did make it in time to play the demo. Uh I some reason thought there was going to be like a different demo client, so I deleted the demo from last week.
Oh.
And then when I went to go and look at it, it's like, "Oh, I had to re-download the same thing." So that was like a 20-30 minute setback. But after that I was able to play the demo and I found something out. Digital Foundry did a video that explained the prioritized frame rate, prioritized resolution modes. So on PS4 Pro, it's 4K 30, but it's uncapped 30, and it's all over the damn place.
Jeez.
Uh, Specifically in the Village demo. That's why when I played it last week and was talking about, I was like, this doesn't run well. I don't like how this feels.
Hmm.
It's a mess. So I actually played the demo in the frame rate mode, which felt great. And this was the indoor castle section. Really enjoyed it. It is very much on rails, these sections. They feel like kind of the intros to the area where you're being chased by things, and it's not a whole lot of exploration. There's a little bit, um, but I like what's in there. I like kind of the elements that are on display, but it's hard to kind of gauge because you don't know like how early in the game is this? Would I have more weapons? Would I be doing this in this order? What happens after this? Like, what's the gameplay loop of this? Does it reset into more of a traditional Resident Evil thing? Because there were very bespoke points in this where the vampire lady shows up, not the tall one, just the other ones, and they like turn into a swarm of bees or something, and you just have to run away. And so it was a very canned, like, oh, I got to run away from her. and let me just run away to the next room, and then the next room, and then there's a thing to break down, and I fall through a hole in the floor, and she stops following me. Like, that's interesting. It's not interesting if that's like how I have to run away each time or something like that. And then the demo actually ends with you running away from another one in a similar manner.
Hmm.
Huh.
So that's why I say it's like the tutorial for that area and setting things up, because I'd imagine you do figure out a way to stop them or run away from them, and it's not a thing that ends in a cutscene or anything like that. That remains to be seen. But ran well, played great. It looks beautiful. I mean, even playing it at 1080p on the PS4 Pro, like, this game looks great. Looks so good. Uh, and last week I remember being like, this game looks like trash. It does not look good. I think that outdoor section is so much more taxing. I actually beat the demo and I had enough, because you get to play it for 30 minutes. I had enough demo time to go back in with the resolution mode, and I went back in and it ran a lot better. So like the indoor environments on PS4 Pro will run better, and that's nice to see because it ran like garbage on the outdoor environment in the village section. Um, but that's PS4 Pro. Like, if you're getting this was remember, this started as a next gen only thing, and they were saying we're gonna try and get it on PS4, Xbox One, and they
Uh-huh.
did. So like the lead platform, according to them at least, has been next gen. But I'm excited. I mean, I love Resident Evil. I didn't like the Resident Evil 7 demos, and I still bought that game. So that's to put it in perspective. Like, it doesn't matter what these demos would have been. I
Yeah.
would have bought this game.
Mhm.
But I like what I saw, and it seems just like expanded Resident Evil 7. Like, they really expanded upon it.
So now it's gonna be the opposite. Like you didn't mind the demo, so now the game's gonna be bad.
I know that
Oh
is the
no.
concern, right? Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see about that. Like 2 weeks away though. It's crazy.
Yeah, very, very
The
close.
7th? Yeah. Crazy.
Cool.
Crazy.
Joel, do you want to talk about Resident Evil 7 though?
Yeah, my favorite game, Resident Evil 7.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's the best game ever.
Bow,
Um,
bow.
I did have a good time playing it last night. It was really fun. Um, it's just one of those games where like it reminds me a lot of like Resident Evil 2 remake, where I would get anxious playing it, but I loved it. And
Okay.
I'm getting to that point with RE7 where I'm like I'm enjoying the game, but like certain parts of it really kind of just make me anxious because I get into panic mode, but it's worse on mouse and keyboard for me because there's just too many things to remember. Where controller it's
Okay.
easy, like controller panic mode's easy because I know what each button does. Where like mouse and keyboard I have to remember,
Okay.
so it's just But I'm enjoying it. I really do like it. I just, horror, me, horror games aren't really my favorite genre. But I do like them more than like walking simulators. So, and that's like close.
Sure.
So it's like a step above a walking sim because you are walking around and shit, but you get to shoot things, which I like. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
shooting things. You get to burn
Right.
things, and I think once you start getting to more combat, that's when I really started enjoying the game. Not just where like I'm like slowly walking around the couch and that dude's hitting me with a shovel over and over again,
Right.
and I don't have a weapon or anything. Like once I have a weapon and there's some combat, then I'm enjoying the game.
Yeah, the game picks up
It does,
in
yeah.
terms of that. Yeah.
Good.
It becomes more combat-y and things like that.
Cool, cool, cool.
So I played through Resident Evil 7 this last week, and the Not a Hero DLC, which is the Chris Redfield, whatever the hell, expansion. I still really like this game a lot. I do think it gets better, like as you progress in the playthrough. There's something about just getting more weapons and fighting and existing in that world that I really enjoy. You haven't gotten to it yet, but that boat section, I still really, or cruise ship. It's not a boat. It's like a pretty big boat. Um, I still really love that. I know people complain about that, and I think they're crazy. I love the idea of playing a survival horror game and halfway through it, you are reset and you have no abilities and no items and no nothing, and you have to deal with that. I think that's so smart because the rest of the end of the game is you basically with 17 weapons killing everything, and that's fun.
Yeah, that sounds
But
fun to me.
it is, but it's nice to go back when you're in the middle of something and remember like, oh shit, this was terrifying because I had a knife and 2 bullets. How do I get out of this? And that's really cool, I think, since most survival horror games do not do that. They do that at the beginning, and then you just accumulate stuff, and now you're never in that position again. So I like that. And there's a lot of great bosses as you get further and further into it. And the Chris DLC is great. A lot of combat, uh, pretty kind of spooky caves. The audio design in that has like creaking, screaming sounds like in the music almost. So where you're like, is that a thing or is that the music? It really not. It's not scary per se, but it's like constantly. Is there something around? Why? I just feel like there's something in this room with me because the stupid music is making people noises.
Right, it's very tense.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that. I do think the big problem with 7 in general is that there's like 2 enemy types, and like there's the molded with the weird arm, and then there's the spider like on the floor molded, and that's it. There's like 3 enemies the entire game. Oh, I guess there's the big guys, but that's it. Like that's it. That's not it. That should not be it. That's not enough. And that's what I'm hoping with 8. They kind of give you more than 4 things to shoot at,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping. It seems like 8 is much more expanded. There's upgrading weapons and things like that that doesn't really exist in 7 at all, and 7 is so much smaller in a lot of ways. Um, Still really, really enjoyed the game.
Was RE7 the first? That was their first game on that new engine, right? The RE engine.
I believe so.
Oh, maybe since they've played around with it a lot more, they've been able to add more enemies as they go and get more comfortable.
I
With
mean,
that
if the
I
system.
mean,
RE
I
engine can
guess.
handle what it can handle on Monster Hunter Rise, I'm sure it can do very well.
Yeah. Put it on the Switch.
Oh God,
Just kidding.
it could be like Japan. They have the cloud version.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could totally see them doing that too.
Probably, they probably will actually, at some point maybe.
Ben froze. He's dead.
No,
Oh.
I was looking up Resident Evil, the RE engine, which doesn't stand for Resident Evil engine. It stands for something else. I don't remember.
Radiant
Oh,
Evil.
Yeah,
everyone's gonna think it is though.
I know, but it doesn't. And then someone said that on a podcast, and I'm like, it stands for this.
Yeah,
What? Yeah, very weird. I don't think that was why there's only 3 enemy types. I just think they kind of fucked up
Oh.
and didn't have good enemy type because they clearly had 17 different bosses in this game, and you already fought Jack 3 times, um, at least it feels like. So I I don't know. I just think they didn't. That wasn't a focus. The focus was everything else
Yeah.
except for the standard enemies, and it's pretty obvious, especially as much as I played that game. Too much,
Too much.
way too
Cool.
much.
We'll be back next weekend with another Resident Evil session. I'm excited.
Yay!
Um,
What else you got?
oh, it's always fun watching someone else play
Right.
a horror game for the first time.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I just wanted to talk about. I think we can talk about because Logan also has this on his list, but I want to talk about Apex Legends on Switch.
Well, I didn't play it on Switch.
I know you didn't, but I wanted to because I was in training for a little bit this week, so I was like, I need something on my Switch, and I just decided might as well get some practice in on Apex, and so I grabbed my Pro Controller, downloaded Apex Legends on the Switch, and man, they really because it was crossplay, and they really help you out big time because I had 4 or 5 kills, which I suck at Apex Legends, and I normally don't get that many kills. And I was carrying the team I was on, and
You're like, something's wrong. These are all bots.
yeah, and it runs surprisingly okay. It runs like it does on my PS4 basically.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which
Okay.
is
It
decent.
runs like that, but it
It
doesn't
runs like
look
that.
as good.
It does not look nearly as good.
Yeah, right.
It looks like someone smeared like butter on my monitor, basically. But you know,
Those
it's
damn dog.
and that's just in handheld mode. Like I had it like sitting on my desk and I had my pro controller. So
Wow.
but it was enough. It was like, hey, this lets me get practice in to like learn the characters or just get better at like playing and shooting, like whatever. It's because that's what I need. I need to practice because I want to get better at Apex Legends because I love that game.
Hmm.
Good game. I also
When
played on PC, so
yeah, you play it on very superior version.
yeah,
Yeah.
too
I
superior.
out of curiosity, I did download it on the Switch, and I turned off crossplay to see if I could get in a match with just Switch players. And I sat in queue, one person in queue for 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh,
Like no one's playing this just Switch only.
Interesting.
that's crazy.
And yeah, so I just thought that was my only experience with
And then
the
there's a
Switch
mobile
version.
version coming, which I bet the mobile version will blow up bigger than the Switch one, for
Yeah,
sure.
it definitely will.
Yeah.
It's going to play
How do you
differently.
play that on mobile? Like, especially like
Control.
You
Pathfinder, right? Because you
you
use like
won't
his.
you can't play it, it's not going to play the same as we play it right now.
Okay.
They said that they're adjusting the gameplay and controls to a more like I guess arcadey version of it.
Okay.
So a lot simpler.
Hmm.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm curious what the mobile version will be like. It already looks better than the Switch.
I bet. Yeah. Yeah. But it's fun. That's a good game. Apex
Yeah.
Legends, so good. And then there's a new
It's
character
always a
coming.
good game to have. Yeah.
I'm excited for a new character. Not that I have the other ones unlocked, but if it looks cool enough, maybe I'll unlock it. Yeah.
It. You mean her?
Yeah, it.
Her.
This it creature.
This
Well,
it character.
I haven't seen her officially, so when is that supposed to drop? When does the new season start?
May 4th,
The fourth be with you. Oh, it's a
because
Star
that's
Wars
when
character.
the
Crossover.
current season ends. So
Okay, cool.
Makes sense.
we'll get a gameplay trailer this week.
Sweet. Sweet.
But yeah, I've been playing Apex Legends. I've been doing some ranked this week.
Ooh.
Got a few dubs ranked up.
Oh, look at you.
So yeah, doing
You're a pro.
doing work right before it all resets.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's my goal is season 9 or legacy or whatever they're calling it. I want to do more ranked. I want to, get better, a lot better.
I wanna improve to where I'm like not shitty.
Yeah.
You know, to where people don't like cringe at the thought of me being on their team.
They don't quit immediately.
I have to play with him.
We're
Right.
like, I ping Logan if he wants to play, and then he goes offline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have literally anything else to do.
I just see his little symbol go from green bubble to like mobile.
I just delete my account.
Yeah.
Just deactivates
No.
Discord. Like, oh, something must be wrong with his Discord.
Yeah.
Odd.
Wow. And he unfriended me on all social networks. Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except for EA.
And he moved out of state. Wow. All right.
Finally.
Cool. What's going on with Titanfall 2? What's happening here?
Oh, so because Valkyrie is a character related to another character from the Titanfall 2 universe,
What?
I wanted to jump back into Titanfall 2 because there was a sale
No.
this week. It was only $7.50 on Steam. And I've like the campaign for Titanfall 2 is great. So it's always a fun time to replay that. And I was doing multiplayer like I had a friend who has never played Titanfall, but is a big Apex fan. And so he was going back and playing Titanfall 2,
Nice.
and he was talking about like, he's recognizing characters and like weapons and stuff like, oh, this is the wingman. Oh, this is the charge rifle. And because he's been playing Apex, Respawn, has made that that movement from Titanfall 2 for Apex. And so he's just zooming around, wall running and playing multiplayer and dropping Titans and just going ham. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to join that and play it as well. So it's been a lot of fun playing big team deathmatch,
Yeah,
Apex basically,
it's
with our
fun.
abilities.
It's fun. I always
Yeah.
like Titanfall's multiplayer.
So and it sparked a lot of people to jump into it. Like they were seeing a huge increase because of the sale and Apex Legends, like a 200% increase on viewership on Twitch and like 150% jump on concurrent player base. Like
Damn,
it sparked a lot of people to jump back into it,
it's blowing up.
to Titanfall into it.
Yeah, Titanfalls. Cool.
So,
All right. Ben, you have anything else you want to talk about?
I played a tiny bit more of Cozy Grove. I didn't play much of it this week. They are updating it, and they added a couple really good updates. I don't know, maybe that was last week, but they added some quality of life stuff that was really good.
You can now
Like,
see the items you're looking for.
no, oh
Did
my
they not
god,
add
I wish.
that?
No, they didn't add that. No, it was like you used to be able to only carry 10 of these in a stack, and now they updated it to 50 for certain items. So that's really nice because inventory space is a big deal. But I like it. It's just there. I'd rather play Nier, or you know what I mean. It's one of those things. Like I
Oh
just want
yeah,
to play something else that's more up my alley. I guess
yeah.
right now.
Well, sounds like Cozy Grove just isn't going to be the grove you cozy to.
No,
Okay. All right. I don't know if that made sense at all, but
no.
all right. Cool, cool. I mentioned it before, but I played Path of Exile. Played a lot of it. Might take a break this week to play some other games, but still enjoy that game. It looks like a brand new game on this computer, so it was nice to jump
Oh
back in
yeah.
and see the difference between. It's like going from like Diablo to like Diablo 3. Like the difference in quality. Like, oh, that's what that looks like.
This is a game.
Wait, this
Oh,
is water? I
oh
thought it was
god.
sand. But yeah, fun game. Anyways, that's all really I have. Cool. All right, and I think that's it for games we played. So generally, here we would wrap up with. We're gonna start adding like pop culture discussions, I guess, like TV shows, movies that we saw, and then
Yeah, we'll add that here.
we recap news items that we discussed in Final Checkpoint. Like, don't forget for
Right.
updated news, or I don't know, you'll have a better way of wording that
Yeah,
than
this
me.
this week on the news portion of the show, we talked about the PS3 and Vita games coming back. Jeff Kaplan leaving Blizzard, the Dice Awards briefly, Resident Evil 4 in VR details, and more.
And more. So make sure you guys check
Stuff like
out
that.
Final Checkpoint for that portion. That's kind of how that'll go. Luckily, this week you guys don't have to worry about that because it's all going to be one big episode number
Yay.
86, which is what we're wrapping up right here. So don't forget to tune in every week. Next week, you'll see the new show. So prepare yourselves
oh
for
boy.
Final Boss Squad. Same feed, new show. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks again for the raid from King Gray. Make sure you guys follow him. He was streaming It Takes Two earlier, which that game is beautiful. I did not
Yeah.
realize how good looking of a game that was.
Really cool style.
But yeah,
Really cool. Yep.
cool game. Has to do with divorce, so be careful out there. Don't get triggered.
Woo.
Watch out, divorce.
But yeah,
Yeah.
huge shout out to King Gray. He's also from Gaming Morning Show's community. So thanks again to everybody from over there who comes over here and raids us and follows the channel. And it's always pretty cool to talk to everybody from there. We will catch you guys next week. Logan, thanks again for being part of the show and for coming on here and being another dark cloud in the sky. Ben, hopefully you stop hemorrhaging blood and
Yeah, that would be good.
you survive. And we will catch you guys next week. Goodbye.
Meow.
Bye bye. My God.